So there are four of us.
To approve the minutes. Is there any?
Yeah, I motion to approve the minutes.
Okay. Is there any corrections that anybody wants to make before we do that?
I
We're
did
good?
not see anything.
Okay. All right, I second it.
Thank
All in
you.
favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries. So now, on to the finances. So Tom sent me a,
Did you print out a copy of the agenda? I thought I printed it.
I don't have a copy of it, but
Well,
we can
we can
share
share
it.
it. Okay,
I certainly
thanks.
can, yeah. Tom sent me some numbers. I don't have the finance report, so I'm a little confused. Sorry, Tom. But we do need to zero out that $3,500 from the Arts Foundation of Cape Cod.
Okay.
However much is left in there. There was 32, I thought there was $32 last time I asked you.
$32 in,
I thought so, but I'm not sure.
okay.
So I don't know how you can take that small number and get rid of it, because there's no bills that are coming in for $32.
Well, I mean, so, the thing is this, right now, because I think I sent it to everybody, in your committee appreciation fund that does not roll over, you have $1,222.13, all right? Within that number, you have to take into consideration, you have 2 more months of paying Candy, which is $138 each month. So that comes out to $276. Roughly, you'll be under $1,000 left in the committee appreciation fund.
Okay. We have to pay Frank and Cole.
Okay, but that, it doesn't have to come out of the appreciation fund. I mean, you tell me where you want it to come out of.
Right. Well, it should come out of there first, because we need to spend
If we have to
that.
spend it, then
Yeah, we need to
can
spend
we
that.
take it out of that?
So
So-
when we get that
Okay.
bill, or when I submit it, which will be the end of June.
But Frank is for how much though? And I can pull from 2 different line items also.
Okay.
So we can zero out that account with whatever, let's just say coal was 550, right? I think that's what the
Yeah,
number
I
was.
think that's right.
You can take that out, and if there's only, just using this number as an example, if there's only 300 left, and you need to pay Frank 500 or 700.
Well, it'll be more, yeah.
Whatever the number is, I can
Right.
take the 300 and then from the other line item
Okay,
as well.
it's 1,800 for both, so, both seasons. So he's already been paid half of that.
So then 900.
Yeah, 900.
So that's for Frank.
Yeah, Frank will be 900 for the scheduling and managing the program. Yep. So,
I don't know how to even,
what?
well, I just don't know how to get any of this into the minutes, other than you're having a discussion about finances.
Yeah, this is,
Because we don't have any
basically, you
report
could-
or numbers or anything,
Right.
so
I
You
know.
could say that,
I'm just gonna say discussion about
Yeah,
end of year finances.
yeah,
that's great.
yeah.
So B 503 would be the overage.
And this really should be
Yeah.
long.
And then you can just take it out of the number.
So unless I need to have a finance report so I can see how much is left in all those,
So
how
are
they
you,
get-
so you're asking for a finance report?
like this.
That's what you're, so you're asking for line by line?
Yeah.
Because what I sent
Yep.
was the finance report, so you're asking for, you wanna
Line
see
by line.
every,
Yeah, because then I can see where the money's gone and which account it's been
okay,
coming out of. That's just helpful, okay? Yeah. All right. So because I don't really have a idea of how much we, so tell me why we are able to roll over that,
Because those aren't from the general fund,
the 13,
because so those are not from the general fund.
Right.
That's
Right.
money that has been granted or
Yes.
donated or gifted.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
talking with Lucas, we're
Okay.
able to roll that over
okay. For how long?
the next fiscal year.
Okay.
Because we didn't get this
Okay,
1,500 from the grant, right, for what was it? It was February or March when we finally got it, so
Yeah.
that's not gonna be an issue. And then
Yeah.
the gift account is always.
right,
it
those
always-
roll over, yeah, okay, great. That's wonderful. Okay, so then we don't have to worry about allocating that $13,250 right now?
You don't, I mean, this is totally the committee's call.
Yeah.
You can keep that as your nest egg, right?
Yes, yes.
Going into.
So that could pay for the pop-ups and Solstice if you guys, if
Yes.
that goes forward, okay.
The
So-
only money right now, out of the 4 accounts that I sent you,
Yeah.
that must be finished,
Mhm.
is the 1,222.
Which will be based on what you just said.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
What about the 1,600 for the Main Street, 44 Main, is that?
That's, that hasn't been allocated, so wherever you guys
Well,
want that to come out of,
yeah.
that's totally
It's been
fine.
approved, but it hasn't been allocated.
yeah, well, that can come out of the MCC grant,
So there's money
the
left.
15, oh, we have plenty of money.
Okay.
You're talking about the poster project?
Yes, the poster, because Paul's
Okay.
gonna present.
Talk about that, so,
Yeah.
so why don't you
I'm just trying to make
Sa-
sure
yeah,
that we're in the
save
finance.
the
I'm just trying to
finances.
understand it as.
So, how much are we talking about that can roll over till the next fiscal year?
Here,
Now, just tell me.
oh, 13,250.
13,250, okay. Funds that can roll over to the next fiscal year are 13,250.
Plus,
Do you just want a dollar amount of everything that can be rolled over?
I think it'd be
all
helpful to
three of
put
those
that into the
accounts, right?
minutes.
yeah, it would be, okay.
That's
'Cause-
$15,435.05. But some of that will be spent.
Well, you also have the gift account, though,
So,
sorry.
all right.
Mm.
I mean, according to your numbers here, you've got 65, 39, 15, 25, and 13,250.
$21,315.05.
Here we go.
So again, $21,315.05.
I didn't even have to say anything, look at that. But again, there's, out of that number that we just said,
Yeah,
inevitably, things
There's
are
gonna be
coming out
less.
this month,
yeah,
including what you'll be showing tonight. right?
yes, exactly.
So as of this moment, they
Yes.
haven't been encumbered or allocated, even
Right.
though we've approved certain projects.
Yes.
That's coming tonight.
Yeah.
Got it,
Yep.
okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so I guess we'll just leave it there because we don't have to encumber it or say where we're gonna spend it, which I thought we were gonna have to do that. So, Paul, why don't you do the,
No, it matters, when I saw art posters, I wasn't sure what it meant, so.
oh, well,
I came with something just generically art posters, it's, no, just kidding.
I didn't know what to call it. What do you call
Well,
it?
we've been calling it the 44 Main Street project, but
Okay,
that's fine.
I'm gonna move so I can see.
See if I can get this to work.
Do you want the pencil?
Does this have a cover on it?
It takes a
No,
little while.
it's-
to
Ah,
load.
there we go,
covered.
it's coming. And the overhead light go off? Or does it
It's
need to?
too light.
I'm not sure. I might take a nap if you do that.
Okay. You and me both.
Okay. I actually changed the name of it to the Cultural Wall Project because it originally was called the Entering Orleans Project, but I think based on potential new branding coming from the town, you may replace that Entering Orleans image with rebranding. So we can talk about that, but so not spend too much time on this. This project is supposed to provide a backdrop for events and concerts at 44 Main Street to eliminate the blank walls. And it has to be, it's going to highlight the cultural components of the town, and it's also hopefully going to represent the mission. And I just put some of the areas that it would be included, so Ocean Beach, cultural events, public art, cultural assets, things like that. We've got it's a limited budget, but I think we've done pretty well, and I want to keep it simple and flexible and manageable, so it's easy to set up and to take down, because sometimes we're going to need other things there. In the last session, I think all generally agreed that it would be better if one organization did the entire project, rather than have me submit online and then have to look for reimbursement and out-of-pocket tax payments and things like that. So I had a pretty interesting conversation, I'll tell you in a second, with Jonathan, who's the new owner, and I think we came to a pretty good result. But this also means, yeah, as I said, you could do the total tax exempt thing with Jonathan.
Of Orleans cameras, does everybody know he's talking about Orleans camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first part is to install a baseline of images that are self-documented. We'll talk about that more. This is sort of a proof of concept, because it could be, we put everything up and everything gets damaged. You say, why are we doing this? But I think it does make sense, and I think it will be something we can extend to other environments, maybe even another war. Like I said, the budget was approved at the last session. Actually, I think it was in March. So preference stated to work with Orleans Camera. So I worked with Jonathan. It turns out that he's a great guy, and he and his wife are the new owners, and he's also an architectural photographer. So it was really helpful for me, because I spent a couple of hours with him going over alternative designs. So we updated the design based on some feedback that I got from him. He basically said, and it made sense, that my initial vision of this, it was all going to be canvases, and they were all going to be relatively large. But he said the challenge with that is it's not very future-proof, because something happens, you know, either something no longer exists, or you want to update it based on new events. You're going to have to create a brand new canvas every time. And if you do it with them or with a local organization, they get expensive, especially the larger ones. So he talked about the gallery that they run. Have you ever been into their gallery? They do a gallery year-round, but they do events where people could submit photographs to their gallery, 18 by 12s. They frame them for you, and then people come in and vote on the gallery and say, this is my favorite. And they also have first, second, and third prizes, and I've had photographs in there.
That's fine. They charge you to be part of a show, and then you pay for them to print,
Yeah.
and it's very reasonable.
I think it's actually $15 they get us.
Yeah, it's very
to
reasonable.
put a print in, so, yeah.
Wow.
And it's been quite popular for quite a few years. Joe ran it before
Right.
Jonathan, and Caitlin decided to keep it going, so they've got one going now. But if you see that wall, it's not hugely dissimilar to what I'm going to show you.
Okay.
So we talked about taking that approach because, again, we can use these lightweight clip frames, and we can, I can give them an image, or eventually whoever does it can give them an image. They can print it relatively cheaply, and you've got a new image.
And it's supporting a local business.
Yeah, well, that too. So this new design allows us to have 21 images on the end wall as opposed to 15, which was the original.
Okay.
And I won't go back through the tax exempt thing. So installing 21 images, 18 by 12 and 12 by 12 are most of the pictures. And then we have two OCD highlights posters. One would be the Arts Week, and one would be the pop-up 5-year anniversary, and I'll show you those. And then two plaque mounts, and plaque mounts are very similar to canvas as well. They're lightweight and easy to move around, but they're more robust than a canvas. So I think they're a good alternative, and they're cheaper. Maybe similar to a canvas. So there's only going to be two of those, and they're 20 by 30. They should be. I have to give him some images tomorrow, but he thinks he can get most of it done in June. So by the end of June, we should have everything ready to go. When is the the,
Boards in the stores are getting
June 5th?
installed
That's
next
the
week,
5th.
for the month of
Yeah.
June, right?
for the summer.
Yeah.
The entire summer?
Yeah,
So this won't get installed at all?
Not until, well, towards the end of August
Okay.
is when they
So we'll take that
auction
down.
off the boards.
Well, we can put these elsewhere if you want, but,
Well,
I
I
didn't
mean,
realize-
once those go down, you're gonna have
yeah, the
more.
fall and,
Yeah.
The whole wall.
so we can take a little bit longer to do it. That's good anyway.
Right, so no rush.
Yeah. So that's the new wall.
Oh, it looks great.
And you'll see
Oh,
that all the ones around the outside are 18 by 12s, except for
Yeah.
the two 12 by 12s on the right side upper left, underneath initial. They're
Okay.
12 by 12s. The two larger ones, the Windmill and Norset, are 20 by 30s. And the ones in the middle are the posters. So I could
Yeah.
actually show you what they'll sort of look like. So I think you might have seen the pop-up poster. I'm not 100% finished that, but it's vaguely right. So that's the pop-up poster.
Okay.
And I updated the original Arts Week poster.
Okay,
because
because Ally is making a new one, but I haven't heard from her.
she's making one?
Because I sent her a bunch of, from this year,
Okay.
yeah.
Can we do it in this format though? Because I don't want to change it. Oh, we don't have, we can put it somewhere else too. I don't care. Doesn't matter.
I was just gonna put it in the showcase.
Okay, so we'll leave this in
front.
as a generic one.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's fine.
that's fine. There's other images there, and I talked a lot about self-documenting on previous slides. There's an example of self-documenting, so I took that photograph and I just added
Right.
what it is underneath. This one has got, I cut and paste, you can't really see it, but that's the, you can read it in when it's printed, but
Okay,
that's the board that's over to the left, so I just cut and paste it and put it in the middle of the image. So it's sort of self-documenting. This is a new one that I thought it'd be nice to have because it's to do with the Veterans Memorial.
yeah.
So the firemen. And then we've got some public art. We've got the French Cable Museum. This
Oh,
is,
you got the
the
marker.
charm.
Oh,
Nice.
great.
and what's funny is they took that yesterday,
It's wonderful.
and it had a rose on it.
Oh, from,
I didn't have to do
from
anything.
Memorial Day,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I couldn't get any bigger, but it
Oh,
looks pretty nice.
beautiful.
So that's 12 by 12. I thought it'd be good to have a little history in there,
Yeah,
so
the
there's
Duke.
the Duke. And
And
there's
the
the,
Playhouse, that's great.
this one is the South Orleans, it's the Pleasant Bay, and
Yeah.
that boat
Yeah, look, the boat's back.
lives and breathes.
Right, that boat comes and goes
That should be considered a cultural asset at this point, I think.
every year.
It was there most of the winter too, did you know? Did you see
No,
that?
I didn't know
Oh,
that.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
okay.
It was in there with the ice.
Oh, my gosh.
There's the show. I've got a couple of things I'm going to embed in here to make
Artist
them
cottages.
more contextual.
Yep,
And then we've got, this is another example of
yep.
self-documenting, so that's the boat. And that's Rock Harbor, that one.
Perfect. That's great.
Then we've got the Playhouse.
Now, are you anticipating the frames will be gray like that? Because
They
they've
will be
always
gray,
been
but they'll be
black
thinner.
before.
What's
They'll
that?
be thinner?
They'll be very thin, you can barely see them, they'll have a tiny bit of a matte too, to
Okay.
keep the image off the frame.
Because that looks really great.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks great on the
Yeah, I
wall.
love it.
Nice job, Paul.
So,
it's really
I was
nice.
thinking it'd be nice to give one of these posters, these are 24 by 36, to Joanna.
Oh,
And maybe we all sign it, because she started that
she
whole
would probably
thing.
love it.
And she told me, yeah, I ran into her yesterday,
Yep.
she told me 120 people showed up.
Oh,
On
yeah,
Saturday.
and the week
Crazy.
before too, 125.
So that's from the 18 people, I think, who were the first one, and then 19, and then 23, and 5 people left.
Mm.
It's gone a long way.
Yeah, that's great, yeah.
And that entering Orleans, we can put some New Orleans branding.
Yeah, I mean,
Is
I
that
think the
finished?
Would
only thing
ask-
is, Jimmy, we have that, we can send it over,
The branding.
right? Yeah, the new logo.
So you want just the logo to like?
Whatever you think, I don't know what the new branding is it a catchphrase, is it an image, is it a...
Well, it's logos right now and like a color palette and even
I
if,
think that would be
I mean,
nice.
honestly, even if you just did your photos, we could always add the branding piece after the fact
Yeah.
too. Like it doesn't have to
Yeah,
be its own kind of, I mean, I don't know if it's something you would want to frame really?
Well, I mean, I think we can
Maybe
always
that-
add that in at the end.
Ask
Yeah.
Amanda.
I think
I would
the-
ask Amanda.
I think the multicolored
yeah.
new logo would look
With
really
the
good.
multicolored
I
round
do too,
would
I
be
think
the
so
one.
too. Yeah,
Are you thinking you wanna frame it? Is that-
Yeah, I think, why not?
So
I mean,
you'd be
it's gonna be
framing-
taken down and put up, so if you don't frame it.
So
you're gonna-
where it shows 44 Main Street, to the left of that, you'd have the cultural district logo, and then on the right, we're talking about putting the other logo. Both of those would be framed.
Yeah,
Is that
I didn't put
banner-
that up as a documentation, but it would be nice if we could create something that says who participated, so
Yeah, I can send it
Orleans
to you.
Camera will get some,
We'll send it,
Yeah,
for
we'll
sure.
Orleans Camera gave us 25% off the frames, which was good. So that was
Wow,
something.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll send you the logo.
Yeah, they
Okay.
definitely should have.
But again, there's no huge rush, because we're not putting this up till end of August, so.
That'd be great.
And I'm sure there needs to be some lead time, right?
Yeah, well, he told me he could get everything done, but if we've got a little bit more time, then we might come up with a few more images or
Okay.
a couple of, because you'll see that part of the budget, we put in extra frames without images for
Oh,
breakage and maintenance, so if something gets
Okay.
damaged, or if something comes up, you can quickly, it's all included, so I can show you that.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah.
In the picture that we were just looking at, the wall looks very taupey colored.
it's blue.
But it's
Blue now.
white, isn't it?
It's blue.
It's
now.
blue?
They just painted it blue.
Oh, they just
I
painted
haven't
it?
been in there.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll look great.
Will these still look well
Yeah,
on?
yeah.
And
on-
I think they'll
Fantastic.
pop.
Oh, I think they'll
Great.
look great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
We've got,
Okay.
I simulated these little
yeah.
walker hanging things, but, because there's only one in there right now. But we can use them
Yep.
once it's time. Are they using them for the boards or no? No, they have to do
The
the
boards
boards.
are too
No,
heavy for
they're
them.
nailing them
Yeah.
right into the wall, right?
Well, I mean, some. when they're-
Oh, they're just a larger version of the images. Ooh.
Well, nice job, Paul.
So, yeah, you can see that,
Yeah.
these guys. Is there any constraint with putting photos of real people in the town building? I mean, do you think the firemen would
We
get
have
it?
the town images for that.
Yeah, so the only problem is they have to consent to it.
Yeah, so we've got time.
Adults?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
they do, okay.
Especially something that will be hung up quote unquote permanently, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, that image, with the people on the right, we just need to make sure that they're okay with that.
So I can send you that and you, should I ask somebody or?
Yeah, I mean, we could do some investigating, find out who it is,
Yeah, if
We've got
it's
time.
fire, I can't tell if it's fire or police. I've done my classes on it.
Okay.
but we can, we can
Well,
find out.
the only thing is, I don't think you're gonna be able to do that with the pop-ups because that's an audience.
Say that
Well,
again.
what pop-up?
The
poster.
poster, the 5th anniversary poster,
Why, because what?
there's a lot of people in there that,
I wouldn't really, can you go back to that?
Oh, I
please?
see.
I don't think it should be an issue, just because
It's mostly performers.
if it, yeah, it
And
looks
it-
like,
and I-
so,
Most people bats.
And this was actually in the town magazine, the one on the bottom
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I
That's
wouldn't worry
not-
about
that
the
would be
poster.
a
It's
problem.
more
It's
the
from
like
behind.
individual images that I would
Yeah.
worry about.
I mean, these
Especially
are-
kids,
I'm
especially
looking, that's one,
kids.
Yeah,
two,
especially
three,
kids.
4,
Yeah.
5, 6 performers, right?
Yeah,
That-
no kids are visible.
No kids are visible, and it
No.
looks like that audience is far back
Yeah.
enough that you can't
Yeah.
just.
Slightly
Yeah,
out of
you
focus.
can't
they're
tell.
blurred.
Yep.
How about
What about the
Lewis?
one above
Did
it?
Lewis,
Is there
Lewis-
another one above it?
did
Marianne-
Lewis say
Marianne
yes?
approved his image.
Oh, good. I think that's
There he is.
really nice that you have
And
Lewis
that's
in
just
there.
performers again,
That's just
right?
before, I did put this
Okay.
guy in, who's the artist at Adorn. Because it,
Oh,
somebody's not,
Taylor.
Adorn's are really
Is that
active.
Taylor?
I can't see.
I can't
She
see- I
usually-
can't
You
see
can't
it.
tell who it
It's
is, so
actually
then it
pretty-
doesn't matter.
That's a good
Yeah, I think
picture.
that's Taylor.
That's a great picture of him, actually, so
Yeah.
Yep, I think it's Taylor. He's
Yeah,
painting my
fine.
portrait.
he'll be okay.
Don't worry about it.
We might have to contact the Duke, but other than that, we should be.
Yeah,
He's not been well
he's
here.
hard to get a hold of.
And this, oh, there is a kid in there, the guy catching the ball there. Okay. Okay, so that's that.
Great.
I could show you the budget, if I can get this thing to click. There you go. So, So there are 4 components: the frames, the printing, the framing, and the plaque mounts, and that, you'll see the costs by individual component. So I don't know if there are any questions there, but the whole thing comes to $1330.
So
The
that's.
thing I like about it, I was gonna have to do
Way
all this
under.
framing, and I didn't really wanna do it.
Yeah,
And they're really good at it, so he
Yeah.
included $9 an image to do the framing,
Oh,
which is
great.
cheap.
yeah,
Doesn't take up that long, but I thought I would damage them if I didn't.
well,
So I think what you guys need to do, this is awesome, and I think you keep that other $270 or so as,
New images.
yeah, just in case you need it for anything. But what you guys just need to vote on is where you'd like to see that come out of. And you can even say, based on, you can vote tonight to say, based on seeing the financial report, how Bonnie likes it, you're okay with it coming out of any of these accounts. That can be
We can-
approved. And then we can decide, or Bonnie can just send it to us on where it should come out of. But you just need to approve that the funds will be taken out of one of those accounts.
And it doesn't have to be done before the end of June, as
This
far as
does
the
not.
money.
No,
No,
this does not.
okay. Good, so that's,
That's great, great job.
Yeah.
So we've already
Great.
approved the project, and what you're saying now is that we need a motion to approve the allocation of the funds.
Yeah, you can just put a little caveat in there. Motion to approve the, I guess not appropriation, but, how can we say this?
I would,
Funding, how
make
about
a
approved
motion
funding?
To encumber the funds when the invoice comes due per staff liaison, and we can just decide what account that comes
That
out of
works,
at
yeah,
that time.
because it's not
In
gonna be
case
until
it's-
probably August, right?
In case it's
So,
after the kind of sunset period,
you just have to approve the funds to be,
encumbered by
Encumbered.
staff liaison.
Yeah. and then we'll take care of it. We'll make sure it comes
Number
out.
of funds to be spent by,
but one
or
night,
to be processed by?
Encumbered is all you really need, because it's not, there's no deadline on when it has to be spent by for these funds.
Approved funds to be encumbered by staff
Liaison,
liaison.
when.
It's a
the
funny
invoice-
word,
I
that
know it is.
liaison, because you
I know.
spell it wrong
There's
every
another I in
time.
it.
I know, it's got 2 I's.
And one thing we'll bring up after the liaison report, is, yeah, I'll bring it up at the.
Okay, all right.
Let's not
Okay,
get too.
so-
Does the motion need to specify the cost, because we've already approved $600?
16.
1,600.
No, it would just be the costs associated with
Yeah,
this
so it
project.
doesn't need, you don't need to put any number, because it's already.
Okay, thanks,
numbered.
okay.
All right,
so do we need to vote, is that what we're gonna vote now? or-
I need a second, we have a, who made the motion?
Nobody-
Paul, you're
You can
making
just say
them,
so
Paul.
moved.
I can make that motion. Sure, I can make that.
okay,
I will second it.
all right. All in favor?
Aye.
All
There you go.
opposed?
So the tied into this, just get it out of the way, I did have a conversation with Mary. She
Yep.
called me
Good.
about doing a short video.
Yep.
They'll made up of some of these images and others,
Yeah,
and it's just a backdrop for her meeting coming up.
yeah.
So I was gonna drop in the OCD logo as well into that
Great.
video. But she also mentioned something about it would be nice if we could have some of these images on the walls there.
Well, it don't.
I don't know how we do that,
You
but,
could have some of them done. if you-
yeah, some of them may be done by June 11th, though.
Yeah, okay, so just
I'm
so you
okay
know
with
what Paul's talking about, Mary she just sent me an email, right before I came.
This is Mary Wright we're talking about.
Mary Wright, yes. To let everybody on the committee know that on Thursday, June 11th, from 5 to 7:30, what's the name, the Citizens Forum annual meeting is happening that day. And she's got this really incredible program focusing on the value of the creative economy. So it's called The Arts and Creative Economy, Understanding Its Value to Orleans. And I'm just gonna read this to you so you can hear what she has to say. You don't have to write the whole thing.
I'm
Okay,
just trying to
so
get
the strength
the
of-
concept in.
Right. The strength of the Orleans economy depends on local businesses as a popular vacation spot and retail hub for the Lower Cape that is driven by both local shoppers and out-of-town visitors. The creative is a key attraction that brings visitors to town. It's not unique to Orleans. In fact, cities across the country have benefited from unearthing and highlighting the importance of the arts, visual, musical, theatrical, to their economic vitality. So she has invited Randy Cohen, Vice President of Research at the Americans for the Arts, who will bring his decades of experiences detailing the economic impact of arts to local communities. So that's basically what you need to know. They will have their annual meeting and then a reception following the presentation. So there is an RSVP if you'd like to go. I'll have it here and you could look at it and.
Just very quickly, just to circle back, I know you just mentioned June
Yes.
11th and some pictures. Well, we're saying they can be installed in mid to late August, but if you want to get this done sooner,
Yeah,
you can. So it's not, I mean, it's just.
Right,
you guys
right.
will-
It's just
and you can hold
storage,
on
right?
to them, or we can hold on to them in our
Right.
office or
yeah,
whatever. I just wanted to make that clear. It's not like you have to wait until
Right.
then. If you wanted to, quote unquote, get it, the order in
I'll
tomorrow.
probably try and get it all done by the end of June, actually.
Okay. Yeah, and then just have them
And if,
send us an invoice.
you know, ask Mary if she'd like some of the images and
Yeah,
ask for those
she's-
first. You know, just ask.
Yeah, I
them.
mean, the ones that take longer are the
Yeah, the big ones.
black mounts, but
Yeah.
the others are a couple of days.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you just print them, print them, so thank
Thanks
you.
so much for doing that. That's a great project. Okay, so now, liaison report. Did you have something on?
I do have just, I don't know if you guys got the email from Suzanne Swank from Chamber. Just real quick to highlight, Boards in the Store reception is Friday, June 5th at 5
Yeah,
at the
that's-
gallery. So that'll be on, our first Friday. She's asking that all boards be delivered to the Chamber Gallery for the June 5th reception. They're doing some boards at the gallery and some boards in the stores this year, so it's gonna be a mix. And the scavenger hunt is gonna take place this year through the Goose Chase app. They've got prizes, encouraging more people to visit businesses. And they've partnered with Shored Up Digital to help promote boards in the stores through social media. So she attached in this, which I don't think you guys need to know because everybody's pretty tech savvy about social media tips.
No, that's chamber.
So.
That's chamber stuff.
Yeah, but I think she was saying that to help spread the word,
Yeah.
so, but that really was it, just that reception. And we do have a high school artist who is doing a board for the Orleans Cultural District Committee, Het Patel. So I dropped the
What?
board off,
Is it a girl?
yes,
H-E-P?
HET.
H-E-T.
I dropped the board off at the high school a week and a half ago to Bonnie Campbell Runyon.
Oh,
And,
that's me. That's me.
sorry, Bonnie,
She doesn't know anything about it.
yeah, Burchell,
I didn't
Ryan
get it.
Burchell,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's Het's last name?
It's Patel,
Patel.
Patel.
Okay. All right.
So she's,
She's a high school student?
Yes.
yep, she's
Okay.
working on it,
Okay.
so,
And
yeah,
it'll be done by June 5th?
hopefully,
Okay.
yeah.
Great.
Although
Did she
Suzanne
tell you
said
what
that-
time on June 5th is the reception?
Yeah, the reception is June 5th at 5 at the
Right.
gallery at 44
PM
Main
at 44
Street.
Main.
Yep,
Okay.
Thanks. Okay. All right.
and it's gonna be open house style, so people just can come and go.
Yep. Great. Okay, now we can have the liaison report.
Do you want me to come up there, or does that?
I don't know, can they see you?
You want to be on camera?
You want to be on
Sure.
camera,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So, just to give you a quick rundown, I emailed a lot of this information, so you had it ahead of time, but just to go a little more in depth on each of them. The Creative Economy Mini Grants, the pilot program, we received the 6 applicants. We received 6 applicants and we had 6 mini grants to provide, so we were able to award each applicant
great.
one. And I think I had sent you all the info on who had been awarded and all of that info. Let's see, where is it in here? The recipients for June are Stephen Glant Jewelers, which will be celebrating their 50-year anniversary also, so they were very excited to be able to fund some music for that. Eastwind Gallery and Sandbar Denim. Then July recipients will be Adorn, Wildwater Collective, and the Sparrow Store. So all of those recipients have been notified and they will be submitting their W-9 and invoice directly to the staff, and we will process their payment for them. So they were very thankful. And so on that note is something to consider, if the board wants to decide to continue the program for August, September, and December. So a continuation of the program could look however you wanted it to. So if you kept it the way it is now, it's 3 mini grants per First Friday at $300 each, so it's $900 per First Friday. So if you funded all 3 at that rate, it would be $2,700. You don't have to do that. You could do 2 per First Friday. You could reduce the amount to 200, you know, and then you could fund them, you know, fund 3 of them at $600 each. So I don't know if the committee has a leaning on if they wanted to keep this going or not, but it was really well received. And I do know that it was, you know, it did stimulate, it's definitely going to be stimulating First Fridays by providing a lot of forward-facing entertainment, which is great, and directly to the artists and directly to the businesses. So I guess if the board decides they want to move forward tonight, I would need a vote for that, to approve that, so that as staff, we could put that into motion throughout the year.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's questions about the recipients for this pilot program, or questions.
Well, I guess my question would be, how are we gonna evaluate this to know whether we wanna, because nothing's happened yet, that's all.
Well, I mean, I
Except
don't,
that you've gotten
I mean,
people
they're going
asking.
to have musicians at their pop-ups, at their events on
Yeah.
First Friday, so I don't know if there's, I think the evaluation is more that we received the full number of applicants as we were offering, which to me is a sign of a program that people wanna see. You know, if we didn't receive enough applicants, or if we were under
Yeah.
that number, that would tell me maybe we were overshooting it a bit.
Or not reaching the.
Or not reaching,
The
right.
community isn't interested.
But I think the fact that you received applicants for all of the mini grants that you offered during that pilot window says
Right.
that there's interest.
And it
Yeah.
fits within our mission to support the creative community and the creative economy. And it's mostly organizations that were effectively part of our cultural asset
It's
group before we renamed them.
That's a huge piece of what we are
So I
doing.
think it fits. If we have the money, I think.
Right,
So-
I think that's the key. Do we have the money? And if we have the money,
Yeah,
what else would we be doing with that money?
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and I think especially if you're considering the fact that we discussed last month, or a month and a half ago, the crux being, you're probably not going to be meeting until September. And this would be for August, September, and then the December one, Jamie, was that correct?
Yes.
So I
Oh,
think-
there's one in December?
Yep, they're doing
Yes.
one in December. They do.
You are?
Yeah, they do a holiday one.
Oh, and we have so many
cool.
things planned.
Yeah, December,
So-
yeah.
So
So there's a
know
lot.
about this.
But, so I think what you could do is you can approve it, because I don't, really, if you think about what's coming down the pike, it would be the pop-up concerts, and, because that would have to be taken care of, obviously, before September. And then it could be these mini grants, and then the other big thing would be the solstice at that point.
Yeah.
So, But the solstice, the good thing about that is you hope that when you reconvene in September, you have plenty of time to decide until December to be able to do that, hopefully with a full board.
Right,
So you do have the money, is what I was getting
Yeah,
at, but
thank
that's
you.
totally your call.
I think so.
So I think, yeah, maybe the first decision of the committee would be how much money you'd feel comfortable allocating to this program. And then from there, we can kind of determine how many mini grants per session and how much. So if you fully funded it, again, it would be 900 per First Friday, so that would be 2,700. But we can scale that back.
starting in June?
So you
we
funded
did
June and
June and
July.
July.
We've already done that, so
Right.
that's not part of the
That's not part of it.
27, okay.
Yep,
Just
so
getting
then it
clear.
would just be
Yeah.
August, September, December, yep.
Question.
Yeah, I'm not the chair, sorry. You should be the one saying that.
Question. Chair, I have a question.
Yes, Debbie.
How is the cultural district being identified as the sponsor?
So through all social media, all of these businesses will be tagging the Orleans Cultural District.
Okay, so
Will there
there's
be
no
posters?
signage, no signs?
Signage?
Unless you have signage you want to give them.
I guess
But
the question is, do they have signage that we could have our logo on, that's all?
I don't really think people usually do a lot of like yard signage, because it's one business, right? So usually when you're ordering signage, you have to order like 50
Yeah.
or like,
Yeah.
so usually it's
Yeah.
more all through social media.
So the chamber isn't doing anything that says, First Friday, and sticking it in front of their business?
Well, there's First Friday specific things, but this again is going directly to the businesses, so
Right.
the businesses will be highlighting the partnership, not First Friday.
Not First,
So,
okay,
yeah.
not the chamber.
Mhm. Right.
Okay.
So right now, First Friday is just considered a three-way partnership between the Chamber, the Orleans Merchants Group, and the Town of Orleans. And that's kind of how it's being presented. They're working on like doing sponsorships, which is something you could consider in the future too, but I do love the idea of these creative economy mini grants because they're directly going
Yeah.
straight to the businesses.
Yeah.
And I do think that you get a lot of exposure through social media, and that's what most of these businesses are using.
Okay, so the ones that have already applied, are we gonna be hopefully giving money to maybe some other ones?
Yes, so
Somebody
the goal is,
spread it
to
around.
spread it around.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I just wanted to
so,
make sure that.
yeah, I believe that it said that they could not apply for consecutive ones,
Mhm.
so.
But they can apply for another one, just not consecutively.
Right, yeah. I
Okay.
think, and we may have even said that they can't apply for more than one in a year. I have to look at the application.
Oh.
But we can change that to, consecutive if we feel like, all funds awarded must be used toward all performances.
You can also put a caveat in there that.
Applicants are only eligible for one mini grant per year.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. So-
Okay.
Can you
We
put unless?
Yeah, unless,
Well, we did vote on that, so we'd have
Yes, we could
we'd have to,
tweak it though.
yeah, you can tweak that,
Yeah,
absolutely,
sure.
because I can redo these applications. Again, this is a pilot, so we can
Right,
tweak it
exactly.
moving into the next
So,
phase.
let's say that in October, we have three grants available
Right.
and we only have two applicants.
Two new
But
applicants.
two
yeah.
new applicants, but somebody might like to repeat.
Right.
That would be a caveat that I think we should make.
the problem is, how do you choose if you have a bunch of people who are repeating?
But I think first priority, it makes the most sense. First
Obviously.
off, right now, you can leave it exactly the same and then they can't apply, right?
And just
But you can put in there, if there is a repeated applicant, priority goes to the person that, the business that has not been selected yet. And that way, you always make sure.
I just hate to, if there's like three businesses that would like it, that have already had a grant, how do you choose? If
Yeah, I
there's two,
think that's a very good
you know,
question. That's why maybe, because this is a pilot, you keep it as for the first year.
for the first year, one mini grant per
One
year.
mini grant per year. So
Yeah, maybe
as
we
an
do.
example, the
I
lodge
think
holders
that-
cannot
Let's just do that and
request
see
Yeah.
how,
this. And you
what
can
do you
decide
think?
later.
Yeah, we'll keep it as one per year.
Yeah.
One, just food for thought, I wouldn't suggest changing anything for this, but one thing we've done, that I've seen done that I found kind of like brainless, but also a good way to do it, is just as they appear, right? So the first person to apply gets it then, you know what I mean? So say you get
Then you don't
two
have to
applicants that have
choose.
never applied, right,
Yeah.
they get them, and then you get 3 applicants that already got them, it goes to the first person who applied. So it's done based in consecutive
Yeah.
order. So there's no
Yeah.
arguing with that
Right.
process, it's just,
Right.
and it encourages people to
that's-
apply early.
Yeah, and
Right.
that's what I'm saying, is it needs to be clear.
I agree.
The process
Right.
needs to be clear, so nobody's having to choose between,
And you date them as they are received.
Yeah, and I mean, you can even do that moving forward, so say we have 6 mini grants, but say we have 3 mini grants, but we get 4 applicants, we can do it as they're received, the first 3 to be received are approved, as long as they meet the qualifying,
okay.
criteria.
I'm fine with that, as long as nobody has to choose between,
So maybe
The process is
I would
clear.
suggest voting then to, if you decide you want us to continue this program forward, I would decide on the budget. I would decide on, that it would be rolling acceptance, so as they are received, we would accept them in consecutive order. But it's still gonna be 1 mini grant per year for now. So I would maybe add that as part of the vote too then, and then allowing that to be executed by the staff liaisons so that we can
Yep.
continue to move that forward.
yep, okay.
So 3 parts, or 3 separate votes, however you wanna do it.
Well, I think we could do one vote and just, have,
The 3.
have those 3.
Well, I think if you're keeping it the same, you can just say to extend the pilot program to include August, September, and December.
If you wanna
Yep.
keep the
And you
amount
can
the
just leave
same.
it right at that. And then,
And then next year you can
Change it.
yeah,
evaluate.
I think that's
it
the
and
best
change
way,
it.
because you
I-
don't wanna,
I
like you said,
agree.
Bonnie, you don't wanna run into the issue of deciding. So right now, I would just
Okay.
vote to extend it, if you choose to,
Yeah.
vote to extend it.
Okay,
Okay, without adding 3 additional
yeah,
pieces to it,
yeah.
just as is.
Yeah, just to
Yeah.
keep
Got
it
it.
simplified.
Yep.
Simple program
Okay.
to include September, October.
But we do have to,
We need a motion.
yeah. We
So-
need-
I would suggest a motion to extend the pilot program to August, September, December as executed in June and
Yep.
July, with the staff liaison in the role of executing the
yeah,
process.
For a total of $2,700.
Yep.
Can you get
So
that?
moved.
He knows my trick.
Thanks,
That's
Bob.
what
It's the way to do it.
Paul moved.
Yeah, second it.
Okay, wait a
Veronica
minute.
seconded.
Paul moved. Bonnie seconding.
Sorry, I put the agenda on here.
Oh, that's fine.
There's a few more things, right, Jamie?
Yeah,
All right, let's
yeah.
get this right.
Yeah.
Paul, extend pilot program to include August, September, December 2026 for a total of $2,700
Yep.
with staff liaison
Managing the process, I guess.
Yeah.
to execute. Does that give you what you need to
Yeah.
execute?
On behalf of cultural district.
On behalf of the OCD committee.
Great.
Okay, got it.
Okay, and I seconded that, so, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Okay.
So
So
now what
next-
do we?
Next, we have the local artist spotlight policy. So this was tasked by the committee at the last meeting for the staff to look at. And it came up because of requests from individuals within the community to have their works or, various pieces of art highlighted by the cultural district committee. And so I emailed out this document, and it gives you basically a purpose, the eligibility that they would have to meet in order to be considered for, and a selection process. And so this can become policy if the committee likes the way it's done. We can make changes if you want to. If the committee votes to make this policy, what would happen is whenever an artist were to reach out, the staff could then provide them with the policy, and they would have to provide the staff with all this information. And from there, we could promote based on a vote from the committee. But this would give the guideline and the staff guidance on how to direct people and how to do that. Is that about right, Tom?
That's about right.
Okay.
So as
So,
long as you had a chance to review that.
yeah, as long as you had a chance to review the policy, if not, yeah.
Did.
I did not.
I
'cause
did.
I didn't get it.
It did.
It was part of Jamie's email.
Okay,
It was an attachment on Jamie's email.
all right.
And I have several notes.
Yeah.
Just questions.
Sure, go for it.
The first
yeah.
question
Mhm.
is that in two locations, we specify that the artist must live, work, or create within the Lower and Outer Cape. My question is, why wouldn't we make it Orleans specific, since we are an Orleans Cultural Council?
This was
District.
a directive from the last meeting, so we talked about this, and the
We did,
decision
we
was
did.
Lower and Outer Cape, because it did feel a little restrictive keeping it just to Orleans, because so many artists tend to show in galleries in Orleans, but maybe reside in Eastham or Provincetown, or artists that live in Orleans show their work at like the 444 in P-Town, and so they were kind of seeing the Lower and Outer Cape as being a very like fluid space, and so that was why I had used that instead of just Orleans.
Okay, I don't remember that, and that's totally fine. Since I did the minutes, I should have remembered that.
Oh, I mean, there was a lot of said.
There was a lot going on.
Yeah,
But I absolutely appreciate that, makes sense, except I really think there needs to be an Orleans connection. So I have no problem if somebody lives outside of town, if they show in town. I have no problem if there's studios in town and they live someplace else. I really feel like if we are going to highlight a book signing, a performance, a gallery opening, it should be Orleans specific in some way or another.
so you could.
But sometimes, you know, in the past, there have been art shows at the gallery with a group of people.
Mhm.
Because when there's a show there, they man the gallery.
You're talking about 44 Main,
Yeah, 44 Main.
but this is broader
This is
than
broader,
40.
I know, I'm just
44
saying.
Main.
But I think that
I'm just
it
saying.
does speak to what you're saying though, because it would still be a tie to Orleans. So I
If it's at
appreciate-
44 Main, I have, it's
it could be an
Orleans.
artist from right.
Right.
So
But if it's a book signing, which is what brought this whole subject
Right,
up, if
right,
it's a
right.
book signing, the author has to have a connection to Orleans.
right, like what you're saying, you wouldn't want to be promoting something where it's like a book signing by an author that lives in Truro, and the book signing's in Truro, and everything is very,
Yeah,
but like
I
so
agree.
you could
I agree with that.
you could
Yeah.
add an addendum to
How do we
under
specify that? Right.
Section 2, eligibility, 1,
Here.
artist must
No, I got
live,
it.
work, or maintain an active studio within the Lower and Outer Cape, and, I don't wanna say display, and,
Have a recognizable connection to Orleans. or
right,
something
but there's a
like that.
different way, they have,
An affiliation.
yeah. Have,
I mean, that's a very flexible word, because you can have an affiliation in so many ways. You can live
Right.
here, you can have a house here, and you know,
Bring your dog to the vet here.
And
the
pay
artist
them $1
must live,
million.
work, or maintain an active studio within the Lower and Outer Cape,
Right.
and have a, like, displayable affiliation with the town of Orleans, okay, and have an affiliation with the town of Orleans.
And then on the application, the question would be, what is the affiliation with the town of
Yeah.
Orleans? I'd
So
add that to the
application,
application.
Number 6, or yeah, we just add that as one of the questions. Affiliation.
Right.
Yeah, down at the bottom.
Yeah.
under evaluation.
Town of Orleans.
Okay.
Okay, we'll add that.
So this is an interesting, non-denominational in nature.
So I followed the guidelines of our community calendar.
Great. Okay.
Okay.
I only bring that up because one of our cultural assets is the community.
Yeah, so
Jesus.
this is a townwide policy, so as long as it's not displaying anything literally denominational.
Right, so it can be, I mean, a space of faith could have like a music performance or have a
Right.
choral performance, and as long as it's a non-denominational event, then we can promote it,
Okay,
just like on the community calendar.
Okay,
So, as long as that, if the event
yep,
does have a denominational lien, then it no longer qualifies.
okay. Great.
I have another question.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
I'm just wondering if I am not familiar with what this policy necessarily is, and I'm interested in applying,
Mhm.
what am I getting from the district?
You're now getting spotlighted, right? Because
In
the whole
what
thing-
way?
Well, I think the whole point was, I think this all started because
Right, I know why it
Right now,
started, and you know why it started,
Social
but
so that you can be
Yeah.
highlighted by the cultural district on social media.
On
maybe
social-
we
So
need
we
to
can
say
add a
that.
spotlight, so evaluation criteria, and then, how artist will be spotlighted.
Right,
I mean, you could literally put in the first sentence, if
Right.
artists would like to be spotlighted through cultural district's social media, comma, and then we just go with the whole,
Right.
what we just have.
Okay.
But that was a very good point, you're right, like.
But we can make it like its own bullet, as like,
Yeah.
the end step is the spotlight, and so that is social media
Yeah.
highlight by those. Yeah, I don't see any reason why we can't have that as like the end step selection process and then spotlight itself. Okay.
So spotlight, is that different than promote?
No, I mean,
Same thing.
it's just essentially another word for a social media promotion.
So do we
and it's
need,
strictly gonna be social media, it's not gonna be
I was just gonna
signage,
ask
it's
that.
not gonna be.
No, I think,
Right.
yeah, I think that's.
no,
you know, you
that's
don't
it,
wanna-
we don't do anything.
No, I know, but that's why I think that's
Yeah.
really critical.
And this
So if
is,
we're spotlighting a book, we're not gonna say, okay, this person is gonna, be at 44 Main reading from their book and having books for sale. It's
Well,
not
that-
gonna be,
That would be on social media, that would be a social
They're
media.
gonna set it up though.
I mean, so basically, if you
Yeah.
look under application requirements, under 3, it asks for an artist statement, a description of the artwork, photos and images. So those 3 things allow, if we start doing social media for you, that would allow me to do a post for you, where I can take the photos they give me, I can take their description, and I can do a post about this work on the cultural district page from the information that we're asking for in their application. So that's kind of, you're building the post through the application process.
Okay, do we have an application?
So that's, this 3, the selection process, the application requirements are listed, 1 through 5, and we're gonna add the 6th one, which is for them to provide an affiliation.
Right, but is there like actually a thing to fill out?
I mean,
With
I
your
don't know if
name and your event and your,
they can just type this up, I don't know if you need to be so extensive at this point, we can wait and see how many people actually wanna do this, and if it does become robust, I would say then at that point, we can probably move forward with creating.
okay, so if we're aware of somebody, they ask, we just say we have a policy and,
Mhm.
here's the policy and.
Yeah,
And then they just send the 5
Yeah.
bullet points to us and.
Okay.
Yeah.
and how are you getting this information out to the artists? Is that social media also,
Yeah,
or?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, you have it twofold. The whole reason why this came up was somebody reached out to you, so you can keep
Yes.
that the same way.
Yeah,
People have to reach out to the cultural district to find out about this. Or you can make a post on social media
About.
stating,
I would,
Yeah.
yeah,
this
I
is-
think.
that's
I
how
think
you
we
make
should-
it
I think we should
fair.
advertise it, and also Candy can write up a press release to go in the paper.
Sure.
I don't know if you wanna go that extensive with something like this. I would, I think
Okay.
just a social media post would be enough. I don't really,
Okay, that's fine.
only because, all they're really getting is a post on social media. I don't know if it's like a news, I don't know if I would announce that in the
Okay.
newspaper, but I would keep it social media because it stays relevant to the actual policy.
Well, that's true.
It may make sense in a year's time if we've spotlighted 8 or
Mhm.
X number of artists, we can then say, hey, over the last 12 months, we
yeah,
did spotlights for
Right.
18 artists, up and coming artists, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
That would be good, but just to,
But I think this is a
Upfront.
good starting point.
I do too.
I do too,
Yeah.
it's
And
a,
it's
it's a
fair.
Yeah, no,
great
it's
starting
great.
point. At least we have something on paper, so we
and the
don't
good
have
thing
to.
about these things is they're not written in blood. They're
Right,
stone, you can always change it, you know,
Right.
so.
right.
So you can either approve with the edits tonight, or I can update it and bring it back in June, it's up to you.
Where did you put the edit again, Jamie?
So the
Was it-
edits that I currently have, the first one is under number 2, eligibility. The artist must live, work, or maintain an active studio within the Lower and Outer Cape and have an affiliation with the town of Orleans.
Okay, got that.
Then, section 3, under B, application requirements, we're going to add affiliation with the town of Orleans. Please describe your affiliation. Please describe your affiliation with the town of Orleans. That will be one of their application requirements. And then at the very end, we're going to add a number 4, which will be, how the artist will be spotlighted or spotlight, we can call it just spotlight, and spotlight will entail a social media post by the Orleans Cultural District with the information provided in the application.
Okay.
Great.
And then,
I think it would be great if you would do the edits and send it back to us.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we vote on it in May.
Should
In
we-
June.
Sure.
June.
Should we ask for photographs or?
we do. So
What?
we ask photos or images of the artwork to be highlighted if
Okay.
applicable.
All right, good.
Yep.
Oh, yes, so you do. Okay,
Yep. Okay, so I will update and have that for
Yeah.
June, and I'll send it to you
That's
before the
great.
June
Thank you.
meeting.
perfect.
Okay. Then, next, we have pop-up job description. So this was one of those items that had been presented to you a couple times. We had edits at the last meeting. I made all of the edits that were suggested. So I emailed you the current version of the pop-up practices coordinator job description along with their checklist. Didn't know if there was any feedback, but it should have all the edits.
Okay, so I just know at the last pop-up, somebody approached me and asked how they could get their
Be-
band as part of, did you need to clarify something?
Go ahead.
How they could get their band to
Mhm.
play at the pop-up. So that's a little different than a call to musicians. right?
Well, the call to musicians is essentially like what you were talking about with the spotlight, right? You make a public announcement,
Right,
and at that point, you could that might be more appropriate for the newspaper too, if you wanted to, at that point, do a newspaper thing. But you can also just use social media, and that's how you you tell anybody that asks, how do I get involved? You say, oh, follow us on social media. When the time opens up and we accept applications, there will be posts about that window,
Yeah, I mean, or if at that point you have a pop-up coordinator, you just say,
We put them in
yeah,
touch with them.
actually, this is a great way to do it. In the fall, they're already
Mhm.
accepting bands. Just email blank and you'll be
Yeah.
put on the list
Yeah.
and they'll be able to tell you if you're selected.
Right, ideally, that should be the pop-up coordinator doing that.
right. But, sometimes they just ask whoever's,
Yeah.
well, I
Right.
Yeah.
connected that person with Frank, but, we don't know,
What they're doing.
who that's gonna be.
Right.
Um,
I think anytime you can send somebody to our website or social media, and not to a person, but to the organization's outreach, it's a good thing.
Yeah, because I think that
But
by
then
the time
these-
we start accepting applications for the next round, which is quite a ways away, because you've already solidified everything with Frank for now, at this point, since we don't have a solid plan for what that will be, it will be announced on social media, so we can just direct them there, if someone asks you within the next few weeks, kind of thing. But once we hire someone, that would become the point of contact.
Starting when?
Well, I think that's the question is you need to approve this so that we can put this out there so that we can get a coordinator.
And the coordinator would be for the full
Yes.
season.
you know.
Okay.
So the thing is, let's just say you approve it tonight, we can work on these edits and we can get it out there. If you want additional edits and want to review this in June, it won't be out until July.
No, we need to.
Yeah.
really-
And I think I've done all the edits that were asked, so.
Okay.
So if we want to move forward with it, we would just need to have a vote to approve the job description and to task staff liaison to execute on behalf of the cultural.
I can use the same language,
You can, copy paste.
copy paste.
So,
And where is the salary? What's the salary? Do you have a salary on here?
So the salary is 1,500 per season.
per season.
Does it say approximately how many hours it is? No,
It does not, because it can be,
it could be any, but I just wanted to be translated to
Okay,
an hourly rate of any description. but probably doesn't.
So that, I think it was, hold on one second. I would say for the salary, I would put that would be the maximum based on, if there's budgetary changes though, we would have to scale that back. And so it would be nice if maybe we could put the salary maximum
okay,
shall not exceed 1,500.
okay.
Up to.
Because we essentially rolled a few different tasks into this job description and consolidated it so that that funding all went into one job role to make it a little more.
Okay, so I can't tell you how many times, I don't know if you put this in here, I can't see it, but somebody forgot a cable, somebody doesn't have a mic, somebody needs.
So I don't know if those are part of the job description so much as, you
I
know,
know, but the musicians count on that. They sort of, I'm just telling you what's the reality of it. Somebody forgets something, and I think that person needs to be able to, needs to be aware of the equipment that's used and how to, you know, help people set up, you know what I mean?
so you also want this person to be setting up the concerts?
No, no, but
Assisting the musicians?
Assisting the musicians.
Or the performers,
they're
not just the
performing,
voice.
because they're.
Assisting the
it's-
performer.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
I
sounds-
just,
That's a
there's, you
lot.
have to find a fine balance, right, between
Right.
getting too
I know.
nitpicky in
I'm
the
just
job
throwing it out there.
description
I'm
and
just
also
just throwing it
the
out there to tell you.
accountability of the performers that they're gonna hire.
Yep.
Right, so the person, the
Yeah.
pop-up coordinator is choosing, essentially recommending to the committee for approval, these musicians, they are choosing them essentially.
Yeah.
So I do think that sometimes there are some details that I think you have to like,
Let go?
let go and let them, you know,
Okay,
Let them
that's fine,
figure it
I'm just
out.
throwing
Yeah.
it out there that, you know,
I appreciate what you're saying, I have no doubt that can be an issue, but it's just one of those things of like how detail oriented, you know.
it's not so much
Yeah.
that, it's more that, a more general thing that the coordinator should be, aware of how that equipment is, you know,
Yeah.
familiar with how mics work and, you know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
I think that that's kind of part of the
Okay.
description that's
Okay.
implied, that they're gonna, I mean, they're applying to put on a music series, so it's implied that they would have that
Is it
ability.
basically just a glorified roadie, is that what it is?
Kind of. Maybe a little more charismatic.
And, let's see, are we, okay, yeah. So they can, so in other words, they can hire somebody else to put the signs up if they want to, or they can do
It's at
it?
their discretion.
That's their discretion.
Yeah, they're
Got it.
being, yeah, it's under their purview. If they're
Okay.
doing something on the side to bring someone else in to help them accomplish their goal,
Yep, okay, I think this is good.
And it comes out of their
they'll figure that out.
stipend.
That has
Yes.
nothing to do with us.
Yes,
Yeah.
nothing to do with us, yeah, they're
Great.
responsible for getting that work done.
And that's why we bolstered that number,
I think that's a good idea,
so.
yeah. Right, okay. Anybody else have a,
That sounds
Comment?
good to me, I just reread it.
So, yeah, my suggestion would be to, if you are okay with this,
okay,
approve the pop-up coordinator job description as written with the salary to not exceed $1,500.
and are we gonna not do the drawing every week then? Is that out
I think that's
for-
something separate from this.
for free tickets
I think-
to the
No,
academy?
that doesn't have anything to do
That, I think
with
that's
this.
separate from what we're doing right now. So I would suggest maybe doing the job description and then we can talk about that piece.
Because
Okay.
that might change, that whole thing might change. By the fall, we might not do academy tickets.
Right.
We might do, you know,
Oh, something else,
Springsteen tickets.
okay.
Springs,
Yeah, why not?
I get those tickets.
He's coming to pay on that, right?
I know you guys have money in the budget, I don't know if you have that.
Bruce Springsteen's coming to Panda?
No.
Oh,
no.
oh, that was the
That
April
was-
Fool's joke, I remember.
That was a
I remember that.
social media,
On April Fool's, yes. Okay, focus, sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay,
I move we approve pop-up practices coordinator job description as presented with salary not to exceed $1,500 per season with staff liaison to execute on behalf of the OCD committee.
Perfect,
Yes?
Second,
Okay. Lori seconded.
okay, all in favor?
aye.
Great, all opposed? Motion carries.
Unanimous.
great.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, additional tasks. Okay, so the role of the staff liaison. So this is just in preparation for this little window, the summer of the sunset period.
Oh,
Oh, did you want to talk about anything else with regard to that?
no.
Okay.
No.
So this is it's a motion that I would encourage the cultural district to make that would allow officially the staff liaisons to execute the will of the cultural district committee in absence of the committee's meeting during a sunset period.
Okay,
And so what that is, it says, I move that we authorize the town staff liaison to take all necessary actions to implement and carry out the recommendations and intent of the cultural district committee. This motion includes execution of any agreements, programming, documents, or administrative steps required to fulfill the committee's will.
sounds great.
So,
That's great. Can you send me that?
just one
Give me
caveat to that
Yeah.
I haven't
is,
seen that.
Maybe it's
because
gonna be-
there's only technically, as of right now, there would only be 3 members moving into July. I think you pass that motion, and you don't need to make this formalized, but I think you could decide maybe by June and just let us know who's the one point person you would like us to keep in the loop as things are happening or decisions are about to be made, just so that there's one person that can go back to the other two and have this conversation like, hey, Tom and Jamie just talked to me and I just wanted to make you aware that, you know, this is who they're hiring as the pop-up coordinator, or this is how many applications they got. Just because, I mean, we can send out an email, but just remember, we can't have discussions.
Right, so it is, yeah, a point person would be good.
So I think that's just, you don't have to decide now, but I just think that should be in the back of your mind of who you'd like that point person to be.
So I missed that last meeting, unfortunately. So there, as of after June, there will be no meeting until September. At that point, if there's a fully fledged committee available, it will continue. And if not, we'll.
It will roll into a month-by-month basis,
Okay.
but we'll absolutely need to know by the new year if we have a committee, because we have to reapply
Right,
to the state.
right.
Right.
And I've been assured by other people that they are working on it,
Great.
yeah. So,
Will you either give me your motion or send it to me and I can just get into the minutes?
this is so
Here's the
great.
motion.
Yeah.
Because any communication
So
would
we
have to be
need-
public. If you couldn't have like a weekly check-in without it being
I
public.
can send an email, but you can't reply.
Yeah.
So
So
I-
you send an email with BCC, putting the three of us on BCC, that would help me. And
Yeah,
I couldn't accidentally reply.
yeah, that's true.
I
Yes,
could
I mean,
reply
that
to
works too.
You or Jamie, I could reply
Yeah.
to, but I couldn't reply to everybody else. I think that's part of the challenge right now. Some people accidentally reply to all,
Right.
and that's
Yep.
why I always put BCC. You can't do it by accident.
I think that sounds good. Do you, are you got that in there?
I will. I'm gonna take it home and type it in.
Okay, good.
Do you want to hear the motion, everybody?
Yeah, read it again.
I move, and I'm happy to move it, that we authorize town staff liaisons to take all necessary actions to implement and carry out the recommendations and intent of the Cultural District Committee. This motion includes execution of any agreements, programming documents, or administrative steps required to fulfill the committee's will.
Does it have to have the word budgeted or approved or voted on or anything like that in it?
I don't know,
Make
Jamie's
sure.
going to.
Everything that's on there is.
Jamie's going to Italy,
Okay.
Oh, Greece.
Greece, on the OCD budget.
Yeah.
No, kidding, I'm kidding.
That's hilarious. Oh my God. I thought you were talking about a trip I had coming up too. I'm like, I'm going to Greece, but not on that.
Good.
Motion moved.
Okay. That's a good question.
I don't necessarily think it does, I just don't know if there's some reason why.
I think, so it's covered and that motion should cover all
Okay.
Right.
needs.
And I think it's assumed, you know, we operate our budget
Yeah,
fiscally responsibly
Yeah.
anyway, you know, so.
Whatever we will.
yeah, okay. So do we have a second?
Oh, second,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
So
Okay.
look, so we're gonna go out to dinner and we're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
just charge the culture.
Yeah.
Right, right.
That's on camera, you know.
All right. So that was everything I had.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else?
No, I just wanted to add in that point person thing, but we can also just
Yeah.
send the blind CC, which is also a good idea.
Yep. Okay, great. All right. That's it. Any other questions from?
No, no.
Just want you all to know, Jamie's been hard at work with all these tasks. And,
Oh.
Oh,
she's been-
obviously.
Fabulous.
Thank
she's been
you,
a
Jamie.
great
You've
asset
done
to
an
our
amazing,
department, so,
you've done an amazing job for us. This is moving us forward in a really great way. So appreciative. Okay, so anybody willing to volunteer for any Saturdays to help at the pop-ups?
The dates I'm not gonna do.
I should be able to be there this coming Saturday.
Okay. Lori.
And did we decide on a point person?
No, you don't,
No, we
you
don't
just,
have to do that until,
Okay.
one, you can wait till June, but two, Paul brought up a really good point, I could just
Okay.
blind CC you on
Yeah.
emails. And then if you reply, it only goes to us.
But are we allowed to talk amongst ourselves, as it were?
Not, so, you can't have a quorum,
One-
so.
one,
Two-
you can, well,
No, you can't, you have to go through us and we can have the conversation. But you,
you
two
can talk to
people,
one other person. You can talk to one other person.
but if three is your max, two is your quorum.
There is no quorum, because the committee's in the charge, it says you have to have 5.
Okay, so two people can talk.
Yes,
I just think if we get one of those
Yeah,
BCCs,
yeah.
I might
Yes.
call one of these guys and say,
yeah.
you know, they wanna put a flag up on, you know, the field, is that okay? Would it cost us $18? I don't know, I just, whatever it is.
So anyway, I'm looking for volunteers. Joanna's away on the 6th of June.
I am as well.
You're at the spa.
I'm at the spa. I will
Okay.
come home.
I could probably do the 6th.
Okay.
That's 1:12, get there about 12:45.
So then we just have 3 more.
Yeah, the
13, 20, and 27.
I'm off Cape the 13th,
Okay, I'll be there probably.
and I'll check the 20th and the
I
27th.
can't do the 20th.
No?
No, let me see if I can do the 13th. Oh, no, I'm away, that's the day I come back.
Okay. How
And
about
that's it, the
27th?
6th, 13th, 20th? Oh, the 27th? I can do the 27th.
Okay,
I think, yeah, I'll make it happen.
okay. All right, that's great. I haven't heard from Ally about making, she wanted to, we talked about making an Arts Week poster just like Paul did last time. She's working on it, we
The
haven't heard.
outdoor, for that little cupboard,
To go in front of,
that'd be nice.
in front of the, yeah, in the display case. Okay, so we need to talk about social media, because what's gonna happen with social media starting in July?
I think it's really your decision.
Yeah, I know, that's why I'm,
Well, what's happening around there?
well, that's the end of her
Okay.
the contract, and, the question is, do we need somebody that, Are we gonna-
In general, my question continues to be at some point, are we tying in with the town for social media? Are we doing it independently?
So
Because it seems like.
we are
do it.
ready and willing. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, and I've been saying this off camera for quite some time. There are some very good posts, but a lot of the time they're reposts. And you go to the story, and it's 20 things reposted on Instagram and Facebook, and you're just clicking through because there's so many that you're not really seeing the highlighted ones because it's just so daunting. And then the other thing is they're posted at 6:27 in the morning or 7:23, and there's
Bingo.
like 6 of them all in a shot.
yeah,
And I don't know about you, but if I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna check social media, and then I'll check again at like 9,
yeah,
or maybe 6 PM. By that 7:23 time in the morning, that's gonna be completely gone off my timeline. So you need to do scheduled posts at different times, you can do them at lunch, dinner, things like that. I just see it not happening here, and it's no.
and that's not gonna, with the present person, that is not gonna happen.
Yeah, so you have this option.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do it as frequently as it's been done because we've learned to not saturate the market. And I'll give an example. We send out emails through our system, but we don't do it every single day, and we don't do it every other day. We space it out to a point where we know we'll get responses back. So for instance, when we sent out an email about a survey for Amanda, she instantly got 1,000 responses because we have that rapport with now our viewership, right? So it would be something that we have no problem, I wouldn't say taking over, I think we can meld it into our social media, and we could still do the highlighting, we could still do the posting, it just wouldn't be 19 reposts on a Friday morning at 7 o'clock.
So the reason I bring it up is that when this whole thing started years ago, I said, how are we measuring it? I don't know that we've ever really measured it. We talk about posts, but we've never measured it properly.
They've never got
We've never measured it properly either.
Oh,
from.
So
oh.
I don't know, the problem is I don't know if our current process is effective. Doesn't feel that effective, but I don't know that it is.
And
So how do you measure it?
Yeah, and I think this is really hard because, and I'm gonna say this because this is what I'm presuming. You did, Bonnie, a couple of times in your newsletter say, or when you got something from Candy, it was like you reached, as an example, 1,116 people, right? But my question is, if you reposted 20 stories in a 6-minute span and 10 people viewed all 20, do you count that as 200? Or is it the same 10? So that's a really hard thing to do. So
Yeah.
that we don't know.
Yeah.
But for us, how we do it is we look at interactions, we look at the likes, and then we look at if we post something.
And followers.
Yeah, let's just say we do something with like the townwide yard sale. We can tell by, they obviously share it, they like it, but we see it by viewership. And we take it, I don't take it as, this week I received 3,000 people that viewed our post. I look at it as our townwide yard sale received 1,700 views. I look at it as the next one. And then we also see it from people reaching out to us about it. So that's how we gauge it.
Okay.
Right now we have it going pretty good.
So the other thing that I gather is that we need to do original posts about things that we're doing, like, have you checked out the free little art gallery, or
Something about First Fridays that's going on, I mean, original stuff, would you be able to do that?
Yeah, so, and I think this is where this could be good too, right? We're not just, how can I, sometimes we can't just think of what we're gonna put up there. I think if we have somebody that is going to be like a social media point person, we're the one posting, we're the one doing everything.
Yeah.
But like that person's like, hey, like I was thinking maybe this week we can post about the free little art gallery. All right, cool, we'll add a post and we'll do it. It's, you know, we can absolutely do that.
Who's that person though?
That's up to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the
I
question.
mean, what
And
was
who's the
it?
person in your office who's taking it on? You personally are doing all the social media?
Yeah,
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, it's not a lot, so.
Okay, because I
Thank you for-
mean,
I mean, part of our challenge is that at one point, we had 7 or 8 people on the committee. We said, I think even Debbie, you were one of the people that said, we should all be somewhat responsible for at least trying out ideas of what to post. And I don't know that a lot of that happened. I get 2 or 3 people did it, but it wasn't 8. And now we're down to 3. So the
okay,
question is, who's gonna,
I just wanna
how are
really
we gonna
quickly,
generate?
this is one of those things that it's gonna eat at me if I don't say it. I do the posting, but obviously between us 3 in our office, we have graphics, Jamie creates certain things that we're posting, she's helping send out so it's not just me
Right.
doing everything. Just
right,
wanted to make sure.
yeah. So, we could, well, this kind of ties into the website as well. Are you still gonna pay somebody to maintain the website?
So, I think, if you're being realistic,
Yep,
again, totally up to you on whatever you decide.
yep,
This is just my 2 cents, is I think you roll in social media into us and/or allow us to utilize whatever social media you have in the interim. But I think you really should keep the person that's doing your website edits because she's doing a good job and that's a very useful tool to have.
okay.
That's the home, it's the home of the district.
Yeah,
Okay, because that person could also create content for social media. Just
Yeah.
saying, you could roll that into,
and if you hire that person to do website and social media
Feed.
curation,
yeah,
Right.
they could
Yeah.
just send us something, hey, I created this graphic, can you post this? Yeah, we can post it within 2 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
Yeah.
can do that.
I think that is a great idea.
It's much better than what we've got, in my opinion.
I agree. I think that would be great.
And do you have this person, and I should know, right, because you send me the bills, this person is not someone that's on retainer, it's just on an as-needed basis?
Right, right. In the past, we've budgeted a certain amount of money for the website maintenance. So that job description would have to be rewritten a little bit to include other,
I mean, all I would say is curate content
Yep,
on a X number of, up to X times a month to feed to the town for them to
Okay.
post.
Who is this
As
person?
needed,
Ally.
or-
Ally?
yeah,
You can also get her in contact with us, because at this point, you've now voted to allow us to
yes.
do some things on the back end. So
Okay.
if you get her in contact with us, we can have a conversation,
Yeah.
and we can discuss, and then what we can do is say, listen, we just wanted to make you aware in an email, if it happens this month, we can show it to you for next month's meeting. If it doesn't, we can say, hey, we just wanted to make you aware, we had a great conversation with Ally, it's been decided that blank, 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 if you have any notes, please send them directly to us, and then we can go from there.
Well, and so here's something else. If we are no longer financing our social media
Mhm.
coordinator,
Mhm.
then those dollars could be shifted to finance our
Yeah,
webmaster social media content
creator.
creator.
Yes,
I
exactly.
mean, it's not that we're talking a lot of money, but it would be
No, but,
It would
helpful.
also
It would
require
It'd be helpful.
yeah.
some definition of what that incorporates from Ally. She would have to say, based on what you've told me, this is what I think, now maybe you can have that conversation in the meantime, but I just feel like we never really have had
Yes.
anything that feels proactive. It all
I
feels,
agree, yeah. I think this is a really good step to take now, yeah. I mean, it's the right time. contract is ending and,
Mhm.
and,
And it makes sense to consolidate.
yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
it does.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
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 Okay, great. So, shall I have a discussion with Ally and get her in touch with you? And I'll tell Candy that we have consolidated and we don't need her services anymore? Yes.
If that's what you.
Yes.
I guess
chose.
I would ask the question, what's the downside?
What's the
What
downside?
is-
I don't
the
think there is
culture
one.
district implode if we do that?
What?
I don't think so. I don't think the culture district will implode. if we
No.
do
I
that.
think we're already imploding.
No, I think that's a really
I
good,
do too.
okay. So,
You're not imploding, we like to call it organized chaos.
We
we're
are reorganizing the
Reorganized.
chaos.
Reorganized chaos.
We're not Spirit Airlines yet.
Right. No, we are not, definitely not Spirit Airlines.
No. Okay, so does anybody have any other business they would like to discuss? No?
So there is one more meeting in June, is what I'm
Yes, one more
hearing. Do you
meeting.
know the date?
June 22nd.
Yep, it's on the,
That is
it's
my
on the
anniversary.
agenda, June 22nd at
I don't
5:30.
know why I didn't print that out. I printed out so much stuff.
Okay,
So 6:22.
So that's a Monday,
that is a Monday.
Monday.
5:30?
5:30, yep. Oh, thank you, everybody, for all the amazing things you are helping us with.
Tomorrow
You guys are-
morning, when I get in, I'll send everybody the reports. The only thing is I do have to black out anything that's not pertaining to the
Yeah.
cultural district.
Great.
But I'll
Most,
send those reports with the lines.
mostly what I want is the AFCC grant. I don't really need the gift account because we don't use it.
I just have to see which one, because I know you're saying, like,
I know.
I know what you mean by AFCC grant. I
Yeah,
just need to see where the
Which-
3,500 was deposited,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
account that is, so that you can see it.
yeah.
But I'll send it all,
And then the 15,000
yeah.
MCC grant, yeah.
Okay. I'll send that tomorrow morning.
Okay, thank you.
We'll
And,
show that.
You have a motion?
do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion, so moved.
I second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All-